Hi, today is Monday, November 10th, 2025. We are already at the one-third point of this month. Soon it will be December, right? That's the when we would have snows and a lot of vacations, a lot of parties, a lot of year-end parties. So it would be busy month for all of us, and then we will prepare for the next year, which is the year of I don't know, horse, right? Today we are going to learn about a story. Who is Michael Finkle, right? He disappeared in the forest for 30 years and lived alone. I guess he just uh, made by foraging in the forest and stealing stuff from the villages, and he was never seen or noticed by the neighbors. So let's find that out. This article is from shortform.com. Short form means very small, short duration, reads or videos or some other stuff. It's a book summary, and the book title is The Stranger in the Woods by Michael Finkle. Book rating by short form readers 4.6. In The Stranger in the Woods, Michael Finkle depicts the extraordinary life of recluse who survived for nearly 3 decades in the isolated wildernesses of Maine. Through meticulous planning and astonishing ingenuity, Christopher Knight, okay, so Christopher Knight, not Michael Finkle. Christopher Knight mastered the art of solitary existence, evading detection and sustaining himself through criminal means. The author masterfully unravels the psychological complexities that drove these modern-day hermits' retreat from society. Finkle delves into Knight's flawed reintegration, navigating internal turmoil as he struggles to reconcile his thirst for freedom with societal expectations and mental health challenges. So, the reason he evaded the societal integration was that he was struggling to reconcile his thirst for freedom with societal expectations and mental health challenges. One-page book summary of The Stranger in the Woods. Knight sustained himself alone in the wilderness by employing distinctive methods of survival. The narrative delves into Knight's extraordinary accomplishment of living in complete isolation for 27 years in Maine's wilderness. Finkle highlights the ingenuity and profound knowledge of nature that allow the individual to adapt to a life completely devoid of contemporary conveniences and societal interaction, demonstrating his intelligence and meticulousness. Knight developed a meticulously structured regimen to maintain his solitude. Finkle underscores Knight's meticulous and tactical approach to enduring the wilderness, placing a spotlight on his intense concentration on the details during his solitary existence. Knight managed to stay unnoticed for a considerable duration because of his meticulously devised plans and the diligent execution of his survival methods in the wild. Carefully selected campsite location that was difficult to access and detect. Finkle describes the hermit's dwelling as cleverly hidden within a dense and inhospitable section of the forest, locally referred to as the Jarzy. Merely a brief walk, approximately 3 minutes in duration, from a nearest cabin. Merely a brief walk, approximately 3 minutes in duration, from the nearest cabin. The entryway was concealed amidst a labyrinth of rocks, remnants of ancient glacial activity, and could only be reached by navigating a narrow gap where two sizable rocks seemed to merge. Knight skillfully constructed a living room-sized haven, ingeniously hidden beneath a canopy of interlacing branches that provided year-round shelter and camouflage from aerial view. Choosing the location was crucial for maintaining his extended period of exclusion, providing both comfort and exceptional concealment. Detailed routines and systems for procuring food, water, shelter, and other necessities. Finkle provides a detailed account of the method Knight employed to achieve self-sufficiency, emphasizing his systematic and nearly scientific tactics for survival. He skillfully built a robust and appealing refugee, utilizing salvaged materials for insulation and energy conservation, and integrating reused canvas coverings. He carefully designated distinctive zones within his encampment for culinary activities, slumber, sanitation, and the disposal of refuse. Finkle emphasizes the resourcefulness of the recluse, right? Hermit, right? Let me go and check out the pronunciation. Recluse, right? Recluse.
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 Recluse. Living in seclusion. Recluse. That's what I thought, but I got confused a little bit. But it depends on whether it's a noun or not. Same thing. Recluse, same thing. Recluse, but I will stick with the recluse. Of the recluse who repurposed a garden hose to serve as a makeshift gas line for his camp stove, transformed an old rain poncho into a durable roof for his shelter, and ingeniously buried piles of magazines to create a firm, waterproof base. He developed intricate systems for collecting rainwater and melting snow, ensuring a constant water supply even through harsh winters. He meticulously planned his burglaries to take place at empty cabins, focusing on acquiring essentials such as food, along with clothing suitable for the cold weather, and also items like batteries and propane. He meticulously gathered the necessary provisions and modified his encampment to withstand Maine's harsh winter conditions. Finkle emphasizes Knight's thorough preparations for the cold months, a period that tested his survival skills to the extreme. As autumn approached, Knight increased the frequency of his scavenging excursions to procure long-lasting provisions and clothing suitable for the drop in temperature, along with essential gas canisters that he used to melt snow into drinking water. He meticulously managed, so he used the author or Finkle uses the word meticulous or meticulously a lot. So I guess the Finkle Knight excused his living meticulously. He meticulously managed his resources, monitored the temperature, and took steps to keep his bedding dry, preventing ice formation due to condensation, while also performing activities like snow removal to conserve energy and minimize his contact with severe weather conditions. Knight only left his refuge when absolutely necessary, adhering to a carefully scheduled sleep pattern to stave off the risk of hypothermia. Finkle underscores the necessity of meticulous planning and a rigid daily schedule that Knight relied on to survive the extended and harshly frigid Maine winters. Knight became indistinguishable from the surrounding wilderness. In the book, the author portrays Knight as someone who flourishes amidst nature, keenly sensitive to his nuanced variations. Knight's remarkable endurance stemmed not only from his practical skills, but also from his profound bond with nature, his ability Okay. Well, damn. I'll continue to read. You need to pay to read the entire summary. The Stranger in the Woods summary. The mental influences that compelled Knight to pursue a solitary existence. The narrative delves into the psychological foundations that may have fueled his deep-seated need for solitude. Finkle masterfully interweaves expert analysis and stories directly provided by Knight, indicating that his profound inclination for seclusion was rooted in innate predispositions, significant experiences during his formative years, that said, and a profound disaffection with modern society, right? Disaffection with modern society in his formative years. Innate predispositions, right? Innate predispositions, those are good expressions, man. His profound inclination for seclusion was rooted in innate predispositions, significant experiences during his formative years, and a profound disaffection with modern society. So all those are good expressions. Let me go over the sentence one more time. Without reading the context sentence, his profound inclination for seclusion was deep-rooted in innate predispositions, significant experiences in his formative years, and his deep-rooted, profound disaffection with modern society. Lifelong tendency toward introversion and societal anxiety. Finkle implies Knight exhibited considerable discomfort with social engagements from an early age, a trait that deeply influenced his inclination toward extreme introversion. Struggles to engage with people and find ease in social settings since childhood. Knight, from a young age, had a predisposition for seeking solitude and was inherently introverted. During his high school years, Knight frequently felt invisible and deliberately avoided social events, chose not to affiliate with any groups, and consistently felt like an outsider. He seemed to grow uneasy during even the most basic interactions with others. Finkle proposes that the atmosphere of Knight's upbringing, which valued independence, diligence, and restrained, right, predisposition, like a posture, right? The Stranger in the Woods summary. To support his solitary lifestyle, Knight engaged in unlawful acts. Finkle grapples with the difficult reality that Knight sustained his solitary existence through burglaries at nearby cabins. So there were many cabins. Finkle grapples with ethical intricacies intertwined with Knight's actions, emphasizing the meticulous tactics he employed to avoid detection over a long span of time, and the profound moral quandaries that disturbed his conscience. Yeah, he needed to steal from the cabins to survive, but that's the criminal act, the burglary. So this writer, Finkle, had to grapple with, ethical controversies, quandaries. That's a good word. Quandaries, moral quandaries, profound moral quandaries. He executed his thefts with careful planning and precision. Finkle depicts the individual who trespassed as someone who meticulously planned his transgressions. Finkle depicts the individual who trespassed as someone who meticulously planned his transgressions, driven by necessity yet with deliberate precision. Knight carefully recorded the schedules of the homeowners' departures, their methods of securing their property, and their preferred food and essentials. Knight utilized particular abilities sharpened from his brief period working in home security, right? Well, transgressions, same thing, right? Transgressed, transgressions. Finkle depicts the individual who trespassed as someone who meticulously planned his transgressions. Same thing, trespass. Don't trespass my property. Your transgressions are aggravating my quietude and my patience. Trespass and transgression. Knight utilized particular abilities sharpened from his brief period working in home security to skillfully evade detection by security systems and consistently made sure to close windows after entering to conceal any evidence of his intrusion. He consistently behaved with intent and meticulousness, taking care to secure only what was necessary while maintaining his concealment. He carefully observed the patterns of the cabin dwellers to ascertain the what? The burglary, I guess. After an extended period of isolation, Knight encountered considerable challenges as he attempted to reintegrate into social life. The narrative's concluding section delves into the difficulties that Knight faced while trying to reacclimate to the same community he had previously fled. Reacclimate, right? Reacclimate to the same community. Reacclimate to the same community he had previously fled. Finkle depicts a man profoundly marked by his solitary years, grappling with a complex mix of emotions and finding it challenging to manage the intricacies of social engagement and the everyday requirements of contemporary existence. The book offers a poignant and mysterious portrayal of a person whose existence has been deeply transformed by extraordinary events and who persists in the pursuit of freedom that eludes him. Struggling to acclimate to the rapid tempo, clamor, and social norms of contemporary existence. Rapid tempo, clamor, and social norms of contemporary existence. Struggling to acclimate to the rapid tempo, clamor, and social norms, right? Clamor. I guess clamor means claim, right? Clamor, something to do with claim. Shouting, loud noise, mass outcry. Shout, demand loudly, right? Knight experienced a deep sense of discomfort, bombarded by an excess of sensory information and the demands of social norms when he reintegrated into the community he had previously left behind. After decades of solitude, Knight found the relentless pace and flood of sensory input in modern society to be daunting, with even the simplest noises, sights, and interactions triggering anxiety and a sense of inundation. Knight's isolation had sharpened his senses to the nuanced intricacies of the world, and he was he bombarded. That's good expression, right? Knight experienced deep sense of discomfort. Knight experienced a deep sense of discomfort, bombarded by an excess of sensory information. Input was sensory information, and the demands of social norms when he reintegrated into the community he had previously left behind. Knight experienced a deep sense of discomfort, bombarded by an excess of sensory information and the demands of social norms. Easy peasy, right? So that's it. I wish Knight found comfort in his newly found reintegrated community, and I wish he doesn't get bombarded by an excess of sensory information and the strong demands of social norms anymore. I hope he finds no deep sense of comfort, and also he should prepare for clamor of social norms, And what else? I'm trying to use what I try to remember. He was a hermit, recluse, right? He recluse, meticulously executed his plans. Reacclimate to new life is difficult. He's struggling to acclimate to the needs, to the new life. But I think he will just stay at a cabin in the Maine. Probably he will have difficulties in interacting with people around him. In case it's unbearable night, don't worry, come to Korea. I live in Seoul and Gwangju City. You can come and we can provide a free housing for you in the remote village, in a rural area. You can make by working for the farmers or the farmers cooperatives, and you can basically seclude yourself from the society because we Koreans speak Korean. And occasionally I will visit you to check on you and have conversations, not small conversations with you to check on your morale or boost your morale and help you sustain your life. I'm 58, close 57 years old. We could be friends, right? Don't worry, come to Korea. I visited Maine. Actually, I stopped by. I don't know. I visited the MIT and Harvard. I think they are in Boston, Boston City. Probably Boston is in New Hampshire or Maine. But I heard many things about Maine, famous for the syrup, maple syrup, and crab, right? The Forrest Gump movie and everything. Come to Korea. Don't worry. We'll take care of you. Before we close the article, let's go back and see what I marked to remember. Knight experienced a deep sense of discomfort bombarded by an excess of sensory information and the demands of social norms. Reacclimate to the same community. Profound moral quandaries. Trespassed. Transgressions, trespass. Profound moral quandaries. His profound inclination for seclusion was rooted in innate dispositions, significant experiences in his formative years, and a profound disaffection with modern society. It's a long sentence, so let's go over it one more time. His profound inclination for seclusion was rooted in innate predispositions, significant experiences in his formative years, and a profound disaffection with modern society. Well, that's it. Thanks for listening and have a great Monday.